Welcome back to the Herbal Jumpstart course, where we're exploring what's the best herb for you. Well, congratulations! You've almost made it all the way through the Herbal Jumpstart course. This last video is about the sweet taste, including a powerful herb for the immune system, and it also includes a quick review of the entire course. Our final taste is the one we love to love, sweet. The sweet taste is about nourishment. And just like the salty taste doesn't really mean it tastes like table salt, the sweet taste isn't always about honey and sugar. These herbs are often high in sweet constituents like carbohydrates and polysaccharides, which can give them a sweetish taste, but they're never super sweet. You've probably noticed that many of the herbs are drying in nature. We've talked about turmeric and stinging nettle, for example. The few moistening herbs are often found within the sweet taste. Sweet herbs can be demulcent. They can soothe tissues with their gooey, slimy nature. Aloe gel is a good example of this. Sweet herbs can also modulate the immune system and are frequently relied upon to improve immunity. Many of our building and tonifying herbs are considered to be sweet, harking back to that deep nourishment that's the sweet taste. The last herb that we're going to explore in this course is the powerful tonic, ashwagandha. The first known writings about ashwagandha are in Ayurvedic texts from roughly 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. Ayurveda is the science of life. It's a type of medical system approach that comes from India. It classifies ashwagandha as a rasayana, an herb that deeply rejuvenates and promotes longevity. Rasayana herbs are especially revered for sustaining good health into the elder years. We use the root of the plant. It's easy to grow in the garden. If you can grow tomatoes, you can grow ashwagandha. It produces these large taproots. Ashwagandha is slightly warming, perhaps a bit drying. One of the best indications for ashwagandha, however, is people who are exhausted and who have a depleted immune system. Herbalists often rely on ashwagandha for signs of weakness and debility, including fatigue, insomnia, chronic illness, and things like fibromyalgia. Because it builds tissue and supports overall health, it can help people with chronic illness regain their strength. Here's another way of thinking about ashwagandha. Does your life ever feel like this? You're frazzled. You've been running around, going this way and that. Your thoughts are now muddled. You know it's just a matter of time before that one little thing sets you off. What's worse, the state can put you in this negative feedback loop where it almost feels like you're so exhausted you can't even rest or get restful sleep, which adds even to more stress and more fatigue. This is a great indication for ashwagandha. Taking it daily for a long period of time can help your days feel more like this. Over time, ashwagandha can deeply restore your nervous system and promote more calm in your everyday life. One way it does this is by restoring healthy sleep cycles and by relieving anxiety. There are numerous cases for anxiety. However, in my clinical practice, I commonly would see people who have symptoms of anxiety along with an inability to get restful sleep. That creates that vicious cycle that ashwagandha can often help reset. Ashwagandha's benefits includes this powerful support for the immune system. In one trial, ashwagandha was shown to increase 4 different immune system cells, indicating a major change in immune cell activation. Cancer specialist and herbalist Donald Yance reports, I use ashwagandha in adaptogenic formulas for all my patients with cancer during and after chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. The immune modulating activities of ashwagandha have been well researched and are significant. Ashwagandha is commonly used as a powder, but it can also be used as a cut and dried herb. Some herbalists also use it as a tincture or alcohol extract. The dosage varies from person to person. I generally recommend that people start with a lower amount and then slowly increase their dose until they're getting good results. This is typically a good way to approach herbs in general. But this can be a bit tricky because with ashwagandha, it does take some time to feel the effects. So this is not something you take day one and then you suddenly feel like a different person, right? You take it for a long period of time to have cumulative effects. And though that can be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. One thing I want to note is that when you buy ashwagandha supplements at the store, like capsules, the recommended dose is often around 1 or 2 grams, which is about 2 or 4 capsules. I rarely see people get benefits from that small of a dose. Traditional herbalists use more, around 6 grams or more per day. If you're using store-bought capsules, that can get really expensive. So I recommend getting ashwagandha powder in bulk and using it in your food or making your own capsules. So some considerations when using ashwagandha. There's some discussion or controversy about whether or not to use it during pregnancy. So I would see a qualified herbalist to consider if that is a good choice for you. Don't take it with barbiturates because that can potentiate their sedative effects. Ashwagandha is a member of the nightshade family, and so some people with nightshade sensitivities might not tolerate ashwagandha, although it seems to be a small percentage of people. It's worth noting. In Ayurvedic theory, ashwagandha shouldn't be used if there's a current upper respiratory infection or lots of mucus congestion. All right, you now know that ashwagandha is a sweet herb that's broadly helpful to the immune system. It's ideal for people who are burnt out, frazzled, or having trouble with sleep. It's ideal for people who frequently get a cold or flu. It's a really great excuse for using cat images. It's used to support natural energy levels, especially because it can reset those sleep cycles. And it's best used in larger quantities for an extended period of time. As I mentioned, ashwagandha is commonly taken as a capsule, but you can also use it in your everyday foods. In your workbook, you'll find 2 recipes. One is for a banana and ashwagandha smoothie, as well as another sweet treat, ashwagandha energy balls. Let's do a final quick review of all that we've covered in this Herbal Jumpstart course. If you remember, we began by exploring how you are unique and why it's important to know who you are, not just what disease you have, because herbs work best when they're chosen for you, not solely for a disease. We looked at the 4 qualities of hot and cold and damp and dry, and how those relate to you and to plants. And we looked at how we choose herbs to match the person to bring balance. So we'd use watermelon on a hot summer's day, or cooling herbs for a hot person, or a hot cup of tea on a cold day, or warming herbs for somebody who may feel cold. You saw how sense-based learning is a powerful way to both understand and remember how to use herbs, and that by tasting and making recipes with herbs regularly, you create experiences to base your knowledge on, which is a far more effective way to learn about herbs rather than simply memorizing lists. That means your herbal studies don't look like this, but more like this, so that over time your kitchen is filled with trusted remedies that you make yourself. And lastly, you saw how 5 herbs can be used to stimulate digestion, give you energy, protect your heart, soothe your frazzled nervous system, and modulate your immune system. You also learned the best ways to take these herbs and how much to use them to get the best results. So to bring it all together, you can choose the best herbs for you by knowing who you are and understanding herbal energetics that are based on hot, cold, damp, and dry. Using sense-based experiences instead of memorization, and knowing specifics about herbs, how best to take them and how much to take. So, have I mentioned that I'm an author of a best-selling book on herbs? I wrote Alchemy of Herbs to help you transform everyday ingredients into foods and remedies that heal. If you enjoyed this Herbal Jumpstart course, then I know you're going to love the book. It's filled with herbal energetics, recipes, and many of my favorite herbs. You can buy this book from your favorite bookstore. It's even available in the UK and Australia, and it's in 9 different languages. As a reminder, I have some cool bonuses to give you as a thank you for purchasing the book, and you can get those at alchemyofherbs.com/order. If you're ready to take an even bigger leap into the world of herbalism, then the next step is my online course, Taste of Herbs. This course empowers you with experience-based learning while also giving you the information you need to be successful with herbs. We only accept new students for this course once a year in the autumn, but you can get on the waitlist at tasteofherbs.com. Well, congratulations on finishing the Herbal Jumpstart course. I recommend bookmarking this page so you can revisit the materials whenever you want. Although this course looks really simple and short, it really explored many key concepts that are crucial for using herbs successfully. By reviewing the videos, filling out the workbooks, and most importantly, trying the herbal recipes, you are developing the skills and experiences you need to use herbs safely and effectively. Be sure to stay subscribed to my newsletter to ensure that you continue to get exclusive herbal trainings from me. Thank you so much for joining me in this course, and thank you for being a part of my herbal community.